SimWorld presents Around the Table with E and the Fat Man.
What's up, everybody? It's the B.O.B., and I'm here with my man E. E, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, Bob. Hopefully you are too. A little bit of a later show tonight.
Little bit of a later show. Sometimes technical difficulties happen, but yeah, this is Around the
Things
Table with E
do.
and the
Yep.
Fat Man. That is E. I'm the Fat Man. This is the podcast we talk about whatever we want. Today, we're a few days out from a few days? One day, right? One day out from the
One day.
SWFL draft, and figured we could talk a little bit about what we liked about our teams, or maybe what we didn't like about our team's drafts, and maybe maybe if we think some people landed in a good spot, maybe some people that we don't think could pan out too well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So,
like it. Well, you want me to kick this off, Bob?
I guess if you have to talk about the Cowboys, get it over with.
Well, if I'm kicking it off, that's right. You know I got to talk about my Cowboys. And look, it's a little bit of a homerish thing to say, but I like the Cowboys draft this year. I really like what they did. More than half of their draft capital went into the lines, offensive and defensive line, and that was a sneaky area of need. While offensive line, not so much sneaky. I think people knew that, but on the defense, definitely needed some bodies there to replace some people. And I think it's been a bit of the Cowboys' Achilles heel in the playoffs. If it hasn't been C.J. Anderson, then more recently it's been Aaron Jones just running over us in the playoffs. And, we're just sort of lacked a little bit of size, a little bit of strength. I think we definitely addressed that. Tyler Guyton on the line, Nathan Thomas on the line, Cooper Beebe out of Kansas State. Really like that pick. And some nice stuff on defense, too. So the one criticism with Dallas is going to be, oh, they didn't get a running back. They didn't get a running back. Don't worry about it. You get the line right. You could probably put me back there, and I can at least get close to 4 yards per carry. Okay, so if they bring Zeke Elliott back and it's him and a few other guys, don't get all caught up in that. Don't find yourself worrying over that. Gonna be fine. Um, so that's my little take on the Cowboys. Now, Bob, I will turn it over to you, obviously, and let you talk a little bit about your Vikings. I will tee this up to say that I also looked a little bit at the Viking draft, and I got to say I did like some of the picks that you guys made here too. I'm a big J.J. McCarthy fan, who obviously kicks off the conversation. I think that you guys getting him, it's a really good fit there with the tools that you have for him to play with. But also want to say I'm a Dallas Turner fan. I thought that your two first-round picks, you couldn't have done much better. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Dallas Turner pick. I don't mind trading up and picking him
Yeah.
up there. Um, you know, oh, you know,
You don't know about JJ,
JJ,
huh?
JJ. I just, I don't trust Michigan quarterbacks. I don't trust Michigan quarterbacks at all. I just don't see if there is a. I think Minnesota's a great spot for him because of how much talent there is on
Yeah,
offense. If he
agreed.
can, I think he's probably a little bit of an upgrade than Sam Darnold. But I don't know. We'll see. Darnold's got a little bit of
Oh boy, here
experience,
comes
but
the
yeah.
faint praise.
But yeah,
Here comes
I
the
don't
faint
know.
praise.
I'm not wasn't sold on JJ McCarthy heading into the draft. I hope he does well
Okay.
for us, but I mean when you have Jefferson, Adelson, Hawk, and now Aaron Jones in the backfield, I mean I think there's some potential there, but
I
I'll
think
wait
the guys. I
until
think the guy's got some tools. He's a winner too. Keep in mind, he only ever lost one game in college. I know it's a team sport, but you're the quarterback.
yeah.
You
Uh,
know,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm probably a little bit more optimistic than you are. I have to say.
yeah, I was hoping for a trade up. I would have been happy with any three of the quarterbacks taken in. Well, I don't want to say that. I would have been happy with two of the three quarterbacks taken in the first three picks. I'm not sure how I feel about
Well,
Jaden. Um,
oh, I was
I'm
gonna
not
say
sure.
maybe this transition. Maybe this
Yeah,
transitions to the next part of the show, Bob, which is right. Who and maybe we kind of focus mostly on the first round, although there could be some second rounders in the conversation too. But that's right. Picks that surprised you in either good or bad ways, or I guess guys that ended up in what you thought were good or bad spots, maybe.
as much as I just talk down about JJ. I think JJ fell into an amazing spot, but I think that
Yeah.
one of the narratives coming into the SWFL draft this year was whatever quarterback lands with Minnesota is going to be the best quarterback in the class. I don't I I don't feel like that's accurate with JJ McCarthy, but you never know. I obviously
I
we
don't know.
can. Hmm?
No, I don't want to step on your Viking toes there, but I think he's a little better than you think too. I wouldn't have put him much out of that. QBs went 1, 2, 3, and then you had Penix at 8, and then you had McCarthy at 10. I don't know how much distance there was between, well, maybe Caleb and the rest of them, but I don't know. I'm just higher on McCarthy than you are. That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously the whole Penix pick, everybody's going to be talking about that. I don't have a huge issue with that pick in particular, personally, because yeah, they want to get some talent now to win, but they have some decent talent there on offense for Cousins, and this is a way to set up their future if they think Penix is the guy. You're not going to have to rush him
Yeah,
in. He's not going to be getting hit for maybe a year or two, so he's going to be
yeah,
able to hopefully get healthy, and then you have your quarterback of
yeah,
the future if he lives up to expectations. So I know some people they
yeah.
hate the pick because they just signed Cousins to the 4-year 160
Oh,
contract, but
yeah. I
it's an
don't.
absolute great landing spot for Penix Jr.
Yeah, I don't hate the pick even. I don't hate it for the Falcons. I think he's got potential. Look, Cousins is coming off injury, he is a older quarterback. And finding good ones is tough, and this is the kind of draft capital you have to spend to get one, and this puts you in a luxury position. Falcons caught a lot of side eye for this pick, but I'm not with that. What I will say, taking over the conch for the minute here, driving it, is that the first four picks I think went very, very, very chalk. Right? You knew the three QBs were going. You knew pretty much in what order. Knew Marvin Harrison was coming off the board. Just want to say I love the Harrison pick. Again, it's been written in for a long time now in ink on your board. But I think he's really going to upgrade the situation out there in Arizona. He's just a monstrous talent. Of the three QBs, probably like a lot of folks, I think Jaden Daniels is the most questionable of them, as he went to the Washington Commanders, and I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm hoping that turns out to be an accurate assessment. Drake May, I actually both like him as far as like a talent, and in terms of where he landed. Caleb Williams, my God, all the talent in the world. The delta on that thing is through the roof. He could be a Hall of Famer or he could be an epic bust, is just the reality of it. And it's because somebody described it this way that I saw. It was like an anonymous NFL source described it this way. Imagine if Prince played quarterback. Like, pretty much that's Caleb Williams. So I'll be very interested to see how that works in that locker room in the city of Chicago, and with that franchise. It's going to be really interesting, to say the least, to see. But in terms of just a couple picks I didn't necessarily love, that were out there. I didn't necessarily think that Bo Nix going to the Broncos was. I know they need QB help out there. I'm not sure if he. I don't know. I don't know. Older quarterbacks, some injury stuff there too. I'm just not sure if he is the solution. I'm not sure what they're doing in Denver, I would say. I thought that was a little bit of a mistake. And I actually did not love the edge rusher from UCLA, Latu, that the Colts took in the middle of the first round. But I do want to say that I thought they did a great job in terms of being patient, waiting for their second round pick to come to them. And when it did come through, picking up, I thought, one of the biggest slips in the entire draft, and that was Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. Another kid with injury concerns, but he's a burner. Great hands. If he stays healthy, he's going to make a lot of teams regret that he passed over him.
One interesting thing to me is that you didn't hate the Michael Penix pick, but you hate the Bo Nix pick, and I feel like they're very
I
similar
do.
when it comes to they're both older quarterbacks with significant injury history. So what's your
It's fair. It's
so
fair. I think if there's a difference between the situations, it's probably the different situation between the Broncos and the Falcons. And maybe if you reverse where two players got picked, I'd feel a little bit differently about Nix and Penix respectively. But I think that, as you were alluding to, that situation that Penix does walk into in Atlanta is great for him, where the pressure isn't necessarily on. Whereas I think Nix, I bet by the time that Trey Camp rolls around, people are going to be expecting him to take that job by the horns and to be the starter come week one.
I expect that right now with their quarterback room right now. I fully expect that he was drafted as
Yeah.
their starter. I think
Right.
that
Right. So
someone
him as the
like
12th pick as a starter, I think, is very different than Penix as the 10th pick as a
Yeah.
long-term guy for your franchise.
Yeah.
Even though that's a lot of draft capital, it's the quarterback position, you know.
Yeah. I think it's interesting though that everybody has fallen so low on Bo Nix when probably up until halfway through the college football season he was projected to be a top 5 pick, and then all of a sudden he just
Yeah.
fell out. Kind of reminded
Yeah.
me of a few years ago whenever Christian Hackenberg was with Penn State. Had he
Right.
been eligible as a junior, they were projecting him to be a
Mm-hmm.
top 2 pick, and then he falls out of the first round altogether, and then he's gone. I
Yeah.
think for the
All the
Broncos,
weird.
yeah, I mean, Bo Nix, you look, they have Stidham, Wilson, DiNucci. Wilson,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
Ben
will
DiNucci,
give.
by the way.
Hmm,
He's gonna fight for that job. Ben DiNucci can play
yeah,
quarterback. He's gonna fight for that job too. Yeah.
I feel bad for Zach Wilson. I think it's good that he got out of New York, because I think it's one of those
Yes.
teams like I think Caleb Williams and the Bears are a
Narrative.
perfect match because the Bears always suck at drafting a quarterback. No, I'm not going to say they suck at drafting quarterbacks. They suck at
Well, they
developing
do.
and giving their quarterbacks help. And
Right.
it sounds like it might be a
No, it's
perfect
true.
match.
It's true. If Caleb Williams follows the typical trajectory of a Bears quarterback, that means he will be a Pittsburgh Steeler in 2028,
There you
right
go.
about the time. Yeah, Fields will be gone. Trubisky a long memory. Yeah, okay.
There you go. But yeah, the one thing I'm real excited to see, just to jump back, make it a little bit more positive. I'm excited to see
Sure.
what Brock Bowers can do if he comes back healthy.
Yes. Oh, agreed. Oh, I love watching him play at Georgia. I would love for him to rediscover that at out in the desert in Vegas.
I,
That'd
I
be amazing.
the biggest question mark is going to be who's giving him the ball? Who is giving
Well,
him the
yes.
ball?
Maybe that kid from Purdue again, whatever his name was from last year.
Aiden O'Connell.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah,
Purdue kid. I was
yeah.
close.
I mean, Gardner Minshew's there. He might come in, give you a couple good games, but yeah, I mean, it's uh, uh it might be like the Falcons,
Yeah.
oh man, I'm drawing a blank on the tight end's name. What's the tight end?
Oh, the legendary tight end? Are you talking about Tony
No, their most
Gonzalez?
recent one.
Oh, Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. It's like if he would have just had someone to get him the ball, even with him not having someone who can get him the ball, he still showed flashes. So imagine now with
I
Kirk
agree.
Cousins what that's going to look like.
Oh my Lord. I loved Kyle Pitts coming out of college, by the way. I wanted the Cowboys to figure out a way to get him so bad, and I still think he's could be great. But
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I
Well,
think so
that's why
too.
we
We'll
talk
find
about
out
these
this year.
situations, right? Good
Yep,
situation, bad situation. Yeah.
absolutely. Well, again,
Yes.
I'm lukewarm on my draft class right now with the Vikings, and you seem to be a little excited about yours for the Cowboys, but I guess
Yeah.
time will tell, right?
I give this a strong B, edging on B plus.
Yeah.
Both.
I'm not going to be like some of these. Oh, I feel bad that I'm going to say this, but I know many delusional Cowboys fans, and I know that many of them have given the Cowboys an A plus plus for their draft class, and I wish I could do that. I
Why
wish I
not?
could be super biased as a Vikings fan, but I'm going to give us right now. I'm going to give us a B minus right now until I see anything. I'll give us a C plus. There we go. I'll give us a C plus.
I'm gonna check back in
But
with you come late fall. We'll see how you feel about JJ then. Maybe
we
you'll
will
hate him. Who
we
knows?
will see. Hey, as long he just has to get the ball up somewhere in about 20 feet of Justin Jefferson, and we should be all right.
Right. Let him go to
Well,
work.
do you have any final words for the people?
Oh no, other than hey, let's bring it back to basketball for a second. Games are coming back on SimWorld TV on Tuesday. Hope you'll be there. And man, there's like, I mean, does any team have more than 6 games left? 7 games left? We're
Yeah, I
almost
think
race to one.
no, yeah, there's a few teams. I think it's kind of all over the board. It seemed like the international teams really wanted to get their seasons over with. They have like 1 game left. No, I'm under exaggerating that. Whatever the word is.
Close enough.
But yeah, no, I it'll be an exciting what we got a month and a week or so left of the season.
Yeah,
If I'm
yeah.
a month and a week or whatever, we got
Including the rate.
Philadelphia
Yeah.
has 7 games. We got Southeast Select has 8 games left. There's kind of again a little bit all over the place. Similar to Atlantis, they're almost done with their season. They only got 4 left.
Right.
um,
Yeah.
so
Well,
we will see. Yeah, like you said, we got before the SimWorld TV games that night on Tuesday though. We got that ESPN2 game, East to East SimWorld South America at
good
12
reminder.
p.m. Got to tune into that one too.
That's right. That's
But
right. Well, we hope we will see you all then. Thank you for being with us today.
yeah, E, I appreciate you always, and I hope everybody has a great rest of their weekend.
Later, folks.